Hiya folks, and welcome back to the Raxpack 2. So, this episode I've done a little preparation. We're going to upgrade the Ember setup a little bit, and I've already begun kind of sort of laying out roughing it out, the inside of the crypt. The basic shape and flow of things that I want. We come down here, and we come down here, and then we have this little room. Now this will change, and this will likely change too. This is dug out for a very specific reason, but this is the kind of thing we're going for. We can't go that way very far, because then we'll bust through the side of the hill. But we can go this way, and we can go that way just fine. We'll probably end up running into the pit or something at that point, but the pit is pretty temporary anyway. So let's get on with the show though. I've brought a copper block down here, because on top of that copper block goes the pressure refinery. The pressure refinery is the next level of refining your ember. You get far more for the ember that you put in than we were getting from the ember activator, which is on the top of the hill. And I've brought along a few gizmos and gadgets to help us with that. So we've got an infinite water source from pressure pipes here, because this needs to be supplied with a constant source of water, because it will greedily eat it all up. So we turn that on, and then we need lava. Ooh, wrong spot. To touch all 8 sides. So what I do for this, and it can be flowing, is just to do that. And that way, we've got lava on all 8 sides and it doesn't matter. This was painstakingly worked out in a stream at some point. But that is all you need to heat this thing, and it needs the copper block below it. It can be either copper or iron, I think. I can't remember. The basic metals, I think. Any basic metal is fine. So now this pressure refinery is perfectly fine to run, actually. So we can go up here, and we can start tearing down this stuff. Now there's something else that I've got in my inventory that I'm going to set up while we're here. I've made some loam and wood piles, because I am desperate for some sort of fuel source, because I haven't mined up much coal in a while. So we're going to move you, and we're going to make whatever shape pyramid we can manage with 32 woodpile blocks. I'm not entirely sure what that will look like. Maybe these two will have to sit out. I've never really worked out whether this needs a specific shape or not, or whether each woodpile just needs to be surrounded by another woodpile, or whatever material you are going to burn it under. This works much like a Terra Firma Craft charcoal pile. You cover it, and then you burn it, you light it on fire, and then you cover it, and the whole thing will start smouldering. This is using forestry loam, because if we look at uses for woodpile, you get different amounts of charcoal based on what material you use. The best is some form of endstone, but we are using the second best, which is forestry loam. This is a forestry thing after all. So if I get a fire starter out here, I light you on fire, and then I cover you in loam, the whole thing starts smouldering, and eventually that's going to turn into lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of charcoal. We get to keep the loam, which is nice, but we don't get to keep the wood. That was made out of a stack of birch, by the way. Now, was it 2 stacks of birch? I think I might have made it out of 2 stacks of birch. Did 2 wood piles. Trust me, it's a lot more charcoal than you would get from 2 stacks of birch. We're going to get more than 2 stacks of charcoal. I promise you. Anywho, let's start tearing stuff off of here that doesn't need to be on here. And start moving things downstairs. the first thing I want to move down there, or build in the first place, actually, is a hearth coil, which I have sitting in my inventory here. It's a multi-block. Hearth coil is really, really cool. It's basically it's the furnace of embers. It requires some in-world interaction, and it's a multi-block structure. So we're going to set that up. I just need some fuel. There we go. So we're going to get a lot more bang for our buck in terms of ember here now, because that thing, the ember activator, which we tore up, is not very efficient use of ember. So you kind of want to move on ASAP. So you, I guess we can put you there, because if I'm working in this room and I want to put some more ember in, we put it in there. So that's going to go in there and start, pop, off we go. So I think the hearth coil can go here. It'll go here. And I think we want to put it one up. Possibly. Because I think just the basic use of the hearth coil is it will just drop things on the ground once it's done. And you can power it from anywhere, I believe. So we put an emitter here. And a transmitter here. Oh, sorry, a receptor and an emitter. Jump the lava. This is my dodgy construction. Get out the Tinker's hammer. Give it the old 1-2. Oh, there we go. It should start heating the hearth coil. Now the hearth coil heats up slowly, but once it is heated, it'll cook things way faster than you ever could with conventional furnaces. And the reason I wanted to make that hearth coil was very simple. I went and I made a bunch of caimanite. I went and found a bunch of clay. I dug out the clay from the swamp, but that wasn't enough. I wanted 4 stacks of clay. And then I went and found some more. Ooh, where are you? Went and found some more stuff and things and stuff and things and stuff. Clay underground. So we have these caimanite blobs. And if we go this way, we can go underground into our crypt. Or the makings of our crypt anyway. Jump up on here. And you just throw the caimanite at the hearth coil. And it will cook them, I believe. Might need a mechanical core. Maybe. We maybe might need a mechanical core. That's fine. Am I doing this right? I'm not doing this right. I think I actually need another mechanical core to go on the bottom of the hearth coil, which is where you attach the receiver to, and then also that is where the product of the hearth coil comes out of. So a expensive but simple to make mechanical core. We will need to turn this into a plate, however. I have so much lead, I'll be lazy. I know. Trust me, I know. I'm sorry, lead. It had to happen. Some of the multi-blocks can be a little bit tricky, but I think that's mostly because Elucent wants to encourage you to use things like mechanical cores and stuff and have a little more complexity to the way you set things up. So that's fine. We will break you, and then we'll break you. Because the thing is, we want this, and then we want this, And then, hey, we want that. There we go. Good stuff. So, receptor. Tink. Tonk. Yeah. I think maybe. Yeah, see? That's what we want to see. And if I throw the Caymanite on here. Caymanite? No one's really been taught what that is. And I don't think anyone's actually bothered to ask a Lucent. There you go, it's all being consumed. It's all actually sitting in, or the stuff that's actually cooking right now is sitting in the internal buffer. So if I borrow this hopper, if it doesn't fall into the lava, there we go. We should see Caymanite blocks coming out. There we go. It's pretty cool. The question is, how do you get things up there? We can make a dropper, can't we? We can make an item dropper. Need a fluid pipe. Fluid pipe? That's strange. And a couple of iron ingots. The reason that's strange is because there is actually item pipes, and that is an item dropper, so... no, you're not done. I thought maybe that was done. That would have been nice. Yeah, item pipes. And... I want a chest. Brain, come on. Here we go. And 2 iron. Poor iron. Poor iron. Right, fluid pipe. Alright, cool. Cool end stuff. So that's our item pipes, that's that. We also want a Caymanite. Uh-oh. We want a Caymanite plate. We do. So I need to go get this Caymanite back before it fully evaporates. Oh, how am I going to do this? I'm not going to be too hardcore parkour about this. Not too hardcore parkour. Okay. This will start cooking ridiculously quickly, I promise. And in fact, I'm going to turn that all into Caymanite plates. Maybe jump. And put you on there. Yeah, cooking them. It just gets faster and faster over time until it's basically spitting them out non-stop. It takes a while to heat up though. Obviously. That's what I want. And I think Lucent has made it so that anything resting on top will not decay. I cannot be certain though. I seem to remember that being a thing. I guess we'll find out. No, I don't want to pick it up. I don't want to pick it up though. I don't want to pick it up though. We good? No. I don't want to pick it up though. Okay, there we go. Item dropper. While we're up here, we may as well. Put the item dropper there. Will you connect to the side, or do you have to be above? Because that will be slightly... That's slightly aggravating. Okay. Okay. You got me. Maybe we wait until this is sorted. I think this is still fine. I think this is still just fine. I think that will work. I guess we'll find out. It's technically no block space between them, but always got opportunity to find out, huh? So we're gonna need to make some more iron item plates, or iron plates in general, which means we're actually gonna have to set up this beast. Again, down there. That's all good though. Come to me, stuff and things. I'll just put that on the other side of the room. No biggie. No biggie smalls. Your single item pipe. That is not enough for what we need. Emitter. This one can go here, and this one can go here, and then we need a couple of levers. Lever. Cool. And then, if you're wondering, because this only has 4 sides, yes, there is ways to get more outputs, and I will show you that at some point. Maybe even this episode if it becomes necessary. Woo! Well, there goes the pick. Which is frustrating because I want to break this. Break it by hand. Oof. At least slate is easier to break than stone. There is that. Stamp base. Stamper. Stamper, no stamping. And then... Heck, why don't we have it on the opposite side this time? Put the melter here. No. I need... Oh, by gum. No, this should still be alright. Flip back. Fluid extractor, yep. Should still be alright. Flip back. Okay, right. Being thematic here, avoiding using normal dang levers. Yes, and did I not pick? No, because I stole this for that, didn't I? Whoops. Okay, so I have a pick made of lead. I'm sure it's fine and not a terrible material to do that with. But I also have one of the spare ember emitters. So that's nice, and now we just need to tinker them up. Essentially. What? I always forget that it is receptor to emitter and not emitted to receptor. I feel like that's backwards. But either way, we can now make what we came to make. I'm actually going to make a plate stamp now that I can process the iron. Process it. Process it. I guess. Process? Yeah. Yeah, 2 plates. Because that's an iron ore and not an iron ingot. Which is fine, we can melt it back down if we don't need it. Hey. Hey. I demand... There we go. I demand that you bar stamp. And then make me a whole bunch of iron. Alright, I'll be back once I have the rest of what I need. So I'm a dummy. I made fluid pipes instead of item pipes. Items are made of lead. Turns out, not the other way around. Anyway, I shall be back. Okay. So here we go, making an item extractor. We'll make a chest. And we put the extractor on the macaroni. And a leather. Now, anything that goes in this chest should be dropped straight up there. No? We do have to move you one up? That's fine. If you're wondering where that stack is, it's in here. It holds a stack. Excuse me, emitters. Oh, it did go up there. It did. It did. Okay, never mind. We'll just put that stuff in there then. We should see this go down as... Alright, I turned it off. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, so it is dropping them just fine. But it's all dropping them on a singular spot, which I couldn't see through all the haze of awesome particles that are up there. Have you heat up really nicely now? You have. Check that out. So it's also cooking multiple things at once. If you split the stack up a lot, then it will just cook multiple things at once. But as you can see, it's cooking things nice and quickly for me. So good. Right. The unfortunate part is, and we might need to get an ember gauge. Let's make a gauge, actually, and see how fast I'm chewing through my fuel, huh? 2 copper, 2 iron, and a redstone. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I'm so glad those don't require compasses anymore. All the gauges used to require compasses. It was quite awful. You know, still does require a compass. That's fine. I'm running out of redstone. Paper. No paper? Oh no. Oh no, you're gonna make me run down the hill? It's gonna make me run down the hill. Boy, oh boy. Okay, well, what do I need for that? A single copper ingot. Fine, I'll be back. Alright, plenty of sugarcane. Paper. What? What the heck just hit? Okay, whatever. You know what? That's fine. And now we can make an ember dial. Sweet. And we'll put the rest of the paper in here. Sweet. Now what we should find is eventually, when I get down there, stick the ember dial on the back here. Losing like 20 a second or 30 a second, but we have 31,000, which is a heck ton more than we used to have. But this will continue to chew up ember forever and ever. So that's fine. Are you done? You're not done. You are done, I think. That looks like the amount that I put in there, because one stack was slightly smaller. Because I made plates from it, but now we can make a ton of Cambonite brick. Hooray! And then we can make stairs, because I wanted to do a thing. Get out of here, middle stairs. You were never meant to be there in the first place. Haha. Yeah, that looks cool. I knew that would look good. Knew it. And it does. I was right. I was the most right. That's rad. Okay, and we may as well, if we're gonna do this. Wrong. Keep this pattern going. Right through here. So there was a tiny bit of building this episode. Me making my awesome Cambonite line down the stairs. And we'll put ashen tiles up here. When I can be bothered going to the pit and getting the stuff out. So, the next thing that we have to do, and I'm going to turn you off, even though you're going to lose your heat and die slowly, we need to move on to alchemy, because I want to make things and stuff, basically. Look how full this room looks. It's a 9x9 room, but look how full it looks when it has lots of stuff in it. Not these dinky 1x1x1 machines that old school mods use, or heck, even new school ones. Like thermal expansion, looking at you with your single magic blocks. As we grizzled veterans like to call them. Anyway, alchemy. Alchemy is going to be fun. I'm probably going to have to do some mining though, because I might not have the metal to even get this done. Are you on? I don't remember turning those off. Wow! This doesn't use ember when it's not burning anything anymore. That is incredible. It used to burn ember when it wasn't doing anything. I am so happy. Right. Actually, sideline. I noticed that the pile had stopped smouldering. We can dig up our goodies. Well, our charcoal. Depending on how excited you are. I'm quite excited to dig up charcoal. Here we go. Forestry blocks of charcoal. These cannot be acquired in any other way than burning them in a pile. They look like normal blocks of charcoal. Sure. Dig it out with my fist. Since it seems to dig it up at the same speed as the other thing. And we pick it and we get 13 charcoal. There is some slight variance, but I think the 14 is you get up to 14. There you go. We've got 2 stacks. Well, practically 2 stacks from 9 wood piles, which is 4 logs each. My Habib. Now we have plenty of burnable fuel. It just takes 2 stacks of logs. So good. Who needs coal, right? Except people who need specifically coal for specific recipes. But we got 4, 5 stacks, 6 and a bit stacks of charcoal from that. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. You can go in there because you need to be burned later. One of those pyramids is 30 blocks. For those interested, I learned that when I made 32 and had 2 spare. Go figure. We'll stick that iron plate in. We'll stick this stuff in here. Camonite plates, camonite lever. Get rid of the things and the stuff. Put that in there since that's a construction thing. Oh boy. Inventory cleanup. So exciting. Ember activator. Okay. Right. Question, class. What do you need for alchemy? Well, you need an ember cannon. And you need a alchemy pedestal. And you need at least... No. You need at least 1 alchemy pedestal and at least 1 exchange tablet. You should probably have up to 4 alchemy pedestals. But we need dawnstone. How do you make dawnstone? You make it in a mixer centrifuge. So we're going to need more iron. Well, we're going to need more redstone, actually. Heck, we are out of redstone. And we're potentially going to need another stamper. No, another melter? Where are you, melter? There. Because a mixer centrifuge mixes two fluid metals and creates a new fluid metal, in this case dawnstone. So we need another 4 iron, and then we need a lead plate. Always the lead plates. Okay. And then we need, where are you, mixer centrifuge? Where did I put you? Here. 5 iron plates, 2 iron and 1 copper. Copper. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sweet deal. Sweet deal. Is it turning nighttime again? Yeah. Nighttime is just my enemy. It's not my frenemy, it is my enemy. Nighttime is not my friend. Ooh. That's on fire. This is fine. Redstone. How you doing? You still got 20 iron to go. Give to me. Oh, you turn them all into plates. I am the worst. I'm gonna have to melt all those down. Okay. You know what? That's fine. I'll live. I'll live. I'm not angry. Ah, yeet. And ironically, I need the plate stamp right now. Bam. Bam. There you go. And then I need to melt the 5 iron plates, so I'll be back. What the heck am I doing? You know, I am just silly. I'm like, I need to melt 5 iron plates. No, you have more than enough iron plates, unfortunately. Right. We can make the mixer centrifuge, and I'll do that, and then I'll throw the things and the stuff and the stuff and the things. Get made. Get made. Right. Now. Bar stamp. Please. Please make these into ingots. Thank you very much. So sad. Mixer centrifuge. So. Just a melter and the stamper and the thing and the stuff. We're gonna have to clear out some of this wall. Just thinking about how I can route this. I might be able to pull this off with 1 melter. That would be pretty cool. IMO. Single iron plate. Because what I'll do is... Do you pipe into the bottom? I think you pipe into the bottom. Oh, one goes in the bottom, one goes in the top. This also needs to be powered by Ember. I think we can do this. So we will have to move this out 1 to there because we need the distance, because of course with the item and fluid system in Embers it requires a extractor of some kind, fluid or item, and that takes up 1 block space. You can't have an extractor and expect it to extract from one thing to another. It needs a pipe, a single piece of pipe, to know which direction it's going in. It's just the conceit of this system. So, do we have some sort of fluid valve going on that we can disconnect and reconnect? I know we sort of do. In the form of a thing. If I can find it. I remember it being difficult to find this item transfer. Maybe it's the item transfer. I think it might be the item transfer, but it's an item transfer, not a fluid transfer. Can we do this with one melter? Or am I going to have to make another melter? I might have to make another melter. This may be an unfortunate thing. We only need one stamp, fortunately. But we probably need 2 melters. Because what I wanted to do, have the extractor here, have one go there and the other one go there. Now, the problem with that, of course, is the same fluid would potentially go to both chambers. And we don't want the same fluid going to both chambers. We want one fluid going to one chamber and another going to the other. But if I, say, melted 8 copper bars in this thing and then it extracted it all, it might put 4 in here and 4 in here. And I'm unsure how to divert that using just one melter and just ember stuff. But I kind of want to stick to ember stuff. I've broken that rule right there, but I kind of want to stick to ember stuff for the sake of it being fun as part of what I like, how I like to play and how I like to YouTube. So come with me on a thinking journey. I don't like cutting these bits out because it lets you guys know how I think about solving problems. I think we're going to have to suck it up and use a different fluid output. Or I can just make another melter. I'll just make another melter. We have the resources. That one is actually quite easy. How are you doing? You're melting them slowly. Okay. Oh, hi. How you doing? How about you get sheared, bro? Lol. Roffle. Lamau. I don't need your niter. Good night, niter. And we will take your fuse to here because I need to sleep and get Camonite. Okay, you know how at the start of this episode I said, hey, we might need more than this many sides on a activator in order to do things. Well, we're gonna do that right now. 4 iron ingots. We can't get a beam splitter for the eagle-eyed of you when I was looking through Ember's stuff. But we can get a copper cell. Camonite bricks. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have plenty of these now. Well, 25 is subjectively plenty. We're going to need emitters. 2 iron, Camonite plate, 2 copper. I need a couple of Camonite plates in this process. I'm going to need 4. Because I'm also going to make receivers. Is that not how you spell receive? At Ember. Receptor, not receiver. That's why. Another Camonite plate. The power of compels me. Because I want some more Camonite levers. I will not be reduced to using basic levers. So we would normally use a beam splitter, but that requires a dawnstone ingot. We need a cell anyway because it stores more ember, but currently the activator we have is not maxed out in the first place. But we should... Are we good with just that? No, we need the melter. Right. Primary part of this. Melter, were you 2? No, you're 1 copper, 2 iron, and a furnace. Oh. I have plenty of cobblestone on me. Melter. Rad. And then I want my fluid pipes. A caymanite plate. 2 caymanite, 3 caymanite plates. And not enough redstone. Dang it! Well, we can get 1. I'll start setting this up. I don't think we'll complete this episode, unfortunately, because I'll need to go mining some redstone, and we're already over time. But I wanted to get this mostly done, and then you guys can hum and ha over how this will finally work. So, we're going to stick our copper cell right now. And then, we're going to put receptor right now. And then we're going to get our tinker hammer. We're going to go there to there. And this will change this to going into that one, which is going to start filling this thing up. If I, excuse me, steal this gauge, stick it on the cell, you can see this is starting to receive ember. And now we have more sides. Pretty simple, right? So melter, we're gonna need even more sides actually. I'm gonna put you back. Gonna need emitter here, put you back there. So we're gonna need the centrifuge, this melter, the next melter, which we'll put right here because why not? Oh, you know why not? Cornflakes. 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 And heck in a handbasket, you can go there. Okay. Lever, lever, lever. Tink, bang, tink, bang, tink, bang. On, on. Everybody goes on. Everybody receives energy. Cool. So now, I needed 3 carbonate plates because I needed an extractor here, and an extractor out of here into there. So we put the fluid pipe here. You actually need to go into the top, because you're going to go down there. I think. I might need to move this, actually. Yep. Alright. Dash fine. 1, 2. You do not auto output, so you will go there. Heck. I may have messed up already. I think maybe the result comes out the bottom and both go into the top. Which is hilarious because then I only needed 1 melter. I guess we'll you know what? Before this episode ends, we can do some science. Okay? So, if both need to go in the top, we only need 1 melter, because both can be piped into the top. And I don't know whether side matters, but even if it does, we have a solution. Do you have stuff in there? You don't. And then I'm going to steal you, because we will need to science this. This way. Get it. Here we go. Fluid pipe. Caminite lever. Right, and then we'll put an emitter here. And tink, tonk. Good. You're being fed. You're being fed. Everybody's being fed. Cool. So, can we make Dawnstone with one melter? The answer is that's Electrum. 4 gold, 4 copper, so it's 1 to 1. That's good. That's good, that's good. We'll get 1 gold and we'll get 1 copper, and then we'll see what happens. Should be fine. 1 copper. 1 gold. Let's go. Half of this episode has just been me trying to remember how to do things. But if this is how we can also do things, it will mean that we only have to do so much. I don't know whether that made any sense. It gives me ideas for how we can do layouts for this sort of thing in the future. So copper went in. Gold? Gold, will you go in? And will we have Dawnstone come out here? Gold is melted. Science. Science. Is the gold still in here? No, it went. It went. Boy, did it went. Science. Where did the stuff go? Oh, alright. Well, we pumped the copper out. Where's the gold, though? Gold, where'd you go? Where'd you go, gold? You down here now? Is this where you are? Did you move house? No, no? What? We might need to find a golem. Because the other thing, something I didn't mention after I put down the mixer centrifuge, is the model has changed considerably. And it may work differently to how I remember it working. So, yeah. I guess next episode we'll go find a golem. And we'll murder it. And then we'll make a manual and we'll see what I was doing wrong. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye!